Welcome to the show. Welcome to the show. Gonna check these sounds real quick. Welcome to the show. Oh Lord, echo. Hold on, hold on. Can y'all hear me? Can y'all hear me fine now? Testing. Trying to get this echo out. Oh my God. Why? Too low now? Hello? Can y'all hear me? Anybody in chat, let me know. Echo. Is there an echo? There's an echo. Testing. Testing one, two. Working on these sounds, guys. Can't do it but loud. That way you know when you're off. Testing one, two. Testing one, two. Testing one, two. Testing one, two. God dang on with the echo. I don't know how to fix it. I mean, I'm stuck. So if it has an echo, I can't do anything because I truly don't. It's like I just don't understand. Um, all right. Nevertheless, if y'all hear an echo, y'all just hear an echo. Ain't nothing I can do about it. It's one thing after the other. Yeah, I'm through. I've been working trying to troubleshoot these audios, and it's like really getting frustrating now. So nobody watches anyway, so it really doesn't matter. So, you know, y'all get an echo sometimes, y'all gonna get an echo. It's nothing I can do about it. It is what it is, and that's how it's gonna be. You get, you just get frustrated, and that's where I'm at right now with this stag audio. Frustrated and tired. Nevertheless, we are. Mm, I don't know. Anyway, how you doing, chat? Let me get back to my chat because this is frustrating here. Hey, hey, LJ. How you doing? Long time no hear from, you know. I'm doing this show tonight. On Wednesday nights, I'm talking about mental health in relation to youth. The first segment that I did was last week. That was ending out the year, and I talked about um, a young lady who committed suicide on. I'm glad you good. I'm glad you're doing good. You need to give me a call sometime. Just not right now. um, I talked about a lady, a young lady who killed herself, young teenager. I think she was 14 years old at the time, and that was what I featured last week. The whole documentary is on my regular page, and it's also, if you check out the last live from Wednesday of last week, you'll see um, that full story. So I told y'all, I mentioned about Renaya Wright that I was going to talk about tonight. So that's who I'm featuring tonight. And a little bit backstory. This was the student that went to school, and she had a fight in the classroom, and they rushed her to the hospital, and later she was dead. But the communication between the school and the parents was off, especially the mom and the grandmother. They had them going on a wild goose chase before they could find out what was really wrong with the daughter. And not to top that off, the daughter had complained to her mom that the young lady that she happened to have this fight with had been bothering her or bullying her throughout previous times prior to this fight. So, this story is going to tell you a little bit more about that because it has resurfaced in this past year because they're trying to determine as to what really went on. Uh, the mother's going to tell the story. She finally came out and she's going to explain to y'all step by step what happened. So that's what we're about to watch right now. After you watch it with me, then we'll discuss that. Okay, so here the story goes. I hope y'all can hear it. If you can't hear it, let me know. I think y'all can hear it.
Picture of patience and perseverance. She has purposely not spoken out in any greater capacity prior to the one interview that we gave to Good Morning America a couple of weeks, a week or so ago, and to this opportunity that she has to speak right now. She certainly has a lot to say. I'm going to ask that you bear with her. Emotions are still high. Again, 25 days ago, she lost her child. So she's also a grieving mother. But with that, I'm going to let Ashley just begin the process by speaking from her heart.
Hello, y'all. I just want to start off saying thank you to everyone for being so patient with me, with waiting on me to speak out about this situation because, it's tragic. And I'm angry one moment, I'm sad one moment, and bad. Like all these emotions have been going through these last 3 weeks from it happening. I first want to say, I want to talk about my child. That's the first thing that I want to talk about. My child was very healthy. That's number one. She was very healthy. She played basketball. She played the whole season, no problems. She was very active with her little brother as well as her friends and family. Let me just clear that, the air right there. Any medical issues, I have known about none of them until this situation occurred. Now, my daughter, I miss my daughter. I am not able to hold my daughter again, kiss her. I'm not able for my child to go to prom, her first dance in middle school. She ain't gonna be able to give me no grands. Y'all are able to do that still with y'all kids. So the negative comments and things that have been going on Facebook and the posts, everything has been sent to me. I see it. But I remain calm until this day because I want to know the truth. That's all I want to know. I just want the answers that haven't been given to me since day one. Let me explain something to y'all. Let me let y'all know exactly what happened from my point of view. I got a call from the school. They told me, "Hello, how are you?" I said, "I'm fine. I'm just calling to let you know that your daughter was in a fight today." You heard that word? Your daughter was in a fight today with another student. I said, "My daughter?" Because my daughter, she's not like that. My daughter's so sweet. She's into the church. So I'm just confused. I'm like, "My daughter, Renaya Wright?" She was like, "Yes." We have her here in the nurse office. She's okay. Once again, she said, "She's okay. And you need to get here if you want to pick her up or anything to discuss what happened." I said, "Well, I'm at work." I said, "I work like 30 minutes away, 45 minutes away. I'm going to send my mother." I was on the other line with my mother when I got the call. So I said, "Hold on." I clicked over. I said, "Mom, get to the school because something went on with Naya today." My mama was 2 minutes away from the school prior to that call. And she got there, and my daughter was not there. So let's clear that. My daughter was not at the school when my mother pulled up to get Renaya as if she just got in an accident today and take her home. My mama plan was to take my daughter home. And when she got there, she wasn't there. So me, I'm a mother at the end of the day. I'm panicking. I just got off the phone with the school, the nurse, and she said, "My daughter's okay, but you can come up here to pick Renaya up." Nothing about she got into this, she got into that. None of that was said. And even when my mama got there, I got no call from the school stating that my daughter passed out or had any other things happening with her within that 5 minutes of me talking to her ago. So I'm trying to figure out why no call got to me about her being taken away at the EMS. That's a big question I have for the school. Why y'all didn't call me like y'all called me 5 minutes ago and told me my daughter was in the fight? Why no one called me and told me the EMS was even being called? Me as the parent, y'all should have called me and let me know that if it was a right back hang up, call right back. "Ma'am, get to the school right now. It's another situation with your daughter that's going on. Get here quick." We got that call. We didn't get that call at all. So that's a big concern for me with the school, that something serious like that, I'm thinking it wasn't even that serious, to get there and my daughter's not there. So that's the first big question I have for the school district. Why they didn't call me right back within the 10-minute time frame they said of her having a headache or passing out to get the EMS 911 call? What happened? What happened in a 5-minute time frame? I still have my phone alert that I didn't get a call stating an update with my child. That's the first question I have, okay? Second, I'm on the way, I'm driving, I'm upset, I'm crying, I'm swerving. I'm on the phone crying back and forth with my mother. "What's going on, Ma? Let me know. What's going on?" Actually, I don't know. I'm on the way to the hospital. My mama got to the hospital. They wouldn't even let my mama go back there to see my daughter, her grandchild. When she got there, she said, "Ashley, I'm in the waiting room. I'm in a room. They're not telling me what's going on with Renaya." I said, "Okay, Mom, coming. I'm doing 85, 90 to get to my daughter." So when I got to the hospital, my daughter, the curtains was open out to the public with my daughter laying there with all those cords on her. First of all, why the curtain wasn't pulled back? Y'all done cut my daughter's clothes up. Y'all done cut my daughter's clothes up. Y'all done cut my daughter's clothes up. It had all the nurses, everyone looking at her, people sitting in the desk that worked there. That's the first, that me why everyone could see my daughter, but y'all couldn't let my mother see her when she got here. So that was a main concern for me, but I didn't make it an issue. I didn't make it an issue because I'm concerned about my daughter. I'm trying to get to my daughter. So I went in there. She got all these cords hooked up to her. I said, what's going on? How did she end up here? How did it go from a fight until she here? And no one called me. So let me back up. As I was pulling up at the hospital, I called the school. I said, hey, I'm Renee Wright's mother. I don't know what went on, but can someone please let me know how my daughter ended up at EMS, in the EMS? Oh, you know what they told me? Oh, we're not able to discuss that right now. I'm sorry, ma'am. We're not able to discuss that. It's under investigation. Can you just please get to the hospital? The principal told me that. The principal was at the hospital, whoever was under the principal, they told me that and they're not able to discuss anything that happened. Once again, I'm the mother. Y'all not able to discuss anything, but if I was to go to the school and handle it a different way, I would have been judged. So what I did the right thing and I went and checked on my daughter, right? So I went to the hospital, all that got discussed, and then 5 minutes later from me being there, ma'am, your daughter got to be airlifted to MUSC. Well, what's going on now? No one never told me anything about a health issue. All they said is, it's serious. We got to take her to MUSC. So me, being the mother that I am, I'm still being strong for my daughter, hoping that she'll be okay. Now my daughter been unresponsive from the time I got to her up until MUSC. My daughter never blinked her eye. She never did none of that. So when I got to MUSC, me and my family, we waiting for hours there. I ain't see my daughter, I ain't examine my daughter. They didn't give me time to examine my daughter. All we doing is waiting around for them to let us know what's going on. So when they finally got her situated in the bed in ICU at MUSC, it was 2 o'clock in the morning. It was 2 o'clock in the morning, all them hours they done ran tests, and they never told me one thing about what happened. Not one thing. They didn't even let me see my daughter before they shaved her head. Now, I'm not going to go into details about that with the hospital because they got to do what they got to do. But me being a parent, I'm clueless over here from day one. From the school to the hospital to they got to be rushing her to MUSC. Still no answers from no one. The school district was up there, still can't talk to me. Her teacher reached out, all upset. After I done spoke to her numerous of times. Everyone cared after my daughter passed away. Everyone cared. I got all the support I could have get after my daughter passed. That's a wake-up call for everyone who got kids. Okay? Now back on another subject, I have a comment that I need to say about the senator of South Carolina, Margie Bright. Margie Bright, I don't understand her back and forth thing she got going on here. I think it's a twist up to me. Because when my daughter passed away, she was the first lawyer that wanted to take the case. The first lawyer that wanted to take the case. She called my mama and said, look, y'all, that school got to pay. She said, that school ain't right. We're going to get to the bottom of it. Tell Ashley don't make no decisions until she speaks with me. This is the senator of South Carolina, Margie Bright, who made statements and facts about nothing she know nothing about because she wasn't in the class neither. This is the person who said it was a scuffle and everything else she said in the statements. Did I reply back to any of the things that I heard? No, because I was waiting to say it right here where it matters. You wanted to be my lawyer. When you found out that I had been represented already, here comes this statement all of a sudden came out from Margie Bright. And let me let y'all know something else. Another thing, she put a bug in my ear, so she said, oh, Miss Carmen, Miss Regina Brown, which is the substitute teacher at the time, she want to go ahead and y'all need to come together. She wants you and her to come together because the school is trying to give her the right statements against Renaya Wright. That came from out of the senator's mouth, Margie Bright. And I hate to do it like this, but I'm angry and I'm going to get to the bottom of it. I promise you, I am going to get to the bottom of it. If every breath in my body got to come out, I'm going to find out what happened to my baby. So, Margie Bright, even after her apologizing, trying to contact me to clear her statements up that she knew nothing about, because you're mad, because I have my lawyer already, I don't have anything to say to her. Anything. Because she said, Miss Regina Carmen Brown, the substitute teacher, got her a lawyer because the school wanted her to write statements against Renaya Wright, and she said she's not doing it. That came out of Margie Bright mouth. So I don't know if it's true or not. It might be rumors, but I just find that real funny. And I'm not gonna stay on her long because it ain't about her. It ain't about Margie Bright. It's not. It's about Renaya Wright. My daughter's not here anymore, and I can't get her back. And another thing about the money, ain't no amount of money can bring my daughter back. Let me tell y'all, I thank y'all for all the love and support that I have gotten from all over the world. I appreciate it from the bottom of my heart, but my family is very supportive with things like this. I didn't ask for no donations. I didn't ask for the GoFundMe. That was made through my job because of support with me not being there. So the rumors about the money, y'all don't have to give me one dime. I want my child back. I want my child back in my arms. It's not about no money because I work hard every day. I get up every morning, 4 o'clock in the morning to get on that road to go to work. So it's not about the money. Please quit spreading it's about the money. It's not. I want my daughter back. Now that's all that I have to say. I just want to let y'all know my daughter was healthy. Nothing, she's active, she's very active. I have to get on her sometime. But girl, get in this house, go in the bed. Because she's outside, don't want to come in. The weekend before my daughter passed away, I had her little brother a birthday party in Somerville. She was not ready to go home for some reason. She wanted to stay at that park till midnight. And I'm steady saying, girl, I'm tired, let's go, you know? That was my active child. That's who I know, and that's who I'm going to always remember my daughter as being free-spirited, loved the church. She loved church. She was in church every Sunday as an usher since she was 5 years old. So my child was never trouble. My child won't even lift a finger to no one. But once you get tired of being bullied and someone picking on you every day, the same girl, let me clear this, it's not nobody else that was bothering Renaya Wright. It was the same girl. Same girl that came home, my daughter came home every day about that same girl. Naya, do you want me to go to the school? No, Mama, I don't want them teasing me. She was scared to get teased. She was scared to get teased. She knew I would go to that school and I would handle it. But the kids was going to tease her. So I said, you know what, Naya, I ain't going to do that. I'm going to call the school. And I did that every time she came. They can't tell me that I have not spoken out to them, because I did numerous of times to her teachers, from when Naya was in 3rd grade, from when Naya was in 4th, all the way up until 5th, this same girl. Now my question to y'all as parents, what's going to get done about it? Who child is going to be next with this same girl? This girl, something has to be done. She has to get help, because I'm a mother at the end of the day. I am a mother, because if that was my child did that to someone or even got in the fight with her, I would have been at that hospital before they got there, because that's the mother that I am. So just please, y'all understand me as being a mother. My child is gone. Y'all kids are still with y'all. Make a difference. This is a big eye-opener for everyone. And I done been patient for 3 whole weeks. 3 whole weeks, not even saying nothing to no one. I'm just waiting around on everything just to be complete. I'm doing it the right way. I've been quiet the right way. Because if I did it any other kind of way, I would have been judged. And I don't want to be judged. I want something done about this situation. So that's all that I have to say pertaining with that. Yes, I'm good. Anyone got any questions?
clarify this. This is my husband who also works in my office. We're raising his daughter who complains of headaches. We take her to the doctor. If the doctor tells us give her some Motrin or give her some Tylenol, that's what we do, and we keep on moving. The times that she did complain of having a headache, if Ashley felt like she needed to take her to the doctor, she took her. You know, she took her to the doctor for her well check visit. She took her to the doctor to get shot. She took her to the doctor if she had a cold that wouldn't go away. Again, I think the pivotal question is, did she know about this vascular issue that they have found in the autopsy? The answer is no. Her complaints were not more than what the average student would do, and certainly she responded appropriately.
My daughter was in good spirit that morning. She didn't complain of a headache. She didn't say she was sick. My daughter, let me tell y'all, 2 weeks ago, prior, almost a month, my daughter have not been wanting to go to school because she's tired of this same girl picking on her every day. Your nose big. You like girls. You're a tomboy. And the list goes on along the way. My daughter didn't even want to go to school these last couple of weeks. And my daughter loves school.
Yeah, well, okay. I think we're going to end here. Yeah, you had such a great question earlier. I'm going to ask you. Yeah.
I was just curious about her time in the hospital while you were with her. Did she ever regain consciousness? Did you ever see her eyes again? And did you ever say anything to her before you said goodbye?
Well, once again, she was unresponsive since I got with her. I'm going to say that. I don't know what happened from the time they put her in the EMS and took her, but when I got there and they told my mother since she got there, she was unresponsive. And then when we was in MUSC, my daughter never lifted her eyeball, no movement at all. So she's been unresponsive this whole 2 days that I spent up there at MUSC. I had to lay by my daughter the night before she passed. I will never forget the warmness that I had laid by her. I had to do those things, and that's just, you know, I think that's what's keeping me so strong, because she wasn't here to tell her story. So she depended on mama to do it. And I'm going to do it, because my daughter couldn't even say hey or mama or something. I ain't got nothing from my daughter. All I can remember her is that morning how I took her to school, how she got to school.
Your mom took her that day.
Yeah, my mother took her that day because I'm at work, but we sent her to school in good spirit.
Thank y'all so much. We really appreciate it. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Coming up with something, they're trying to cover their tracks. That's all it boils down to. It ain't about Nia's health or whatever. The whole time the fight was about she was in the fight. Now all of a sudden, it's about her health. It's about her health. Her health don't have anything to do with the incident. That's the thing that's why I walked out the office. Her health don't have anything to do with what happened to that schoolhouse.
And it was
So stop trying to mix a 10-year-old girl up, but her health when we got a problem in the school system. It don't come from no how she felt this morning. You gonna tell me that my granddaughter left home knowing that y'all knowing that she gonna die?
A whole 10 years done gone by.
But I'm just saying, she played basketball. She played the whole night like any other normal kid. So now you want to tell me that you know that my granddaughter was going to die that day at school.
How do you know?
You can't know that. But anyway, what it boils down to, from day one, we didn't heard anything about the investigation. We didn't know who they speak to. We didn't know who they talk to. But you know, you got to realize that all this is put together for one people. All this is put together. All this is worked together. Now you're going to come today, 3 weeks later, and tell my daughter that she died from natural causes. How? What triggered it? What caused it to happen? If she did have a health issue, we didn't know anything about it, but what triggered it? What caused it to go? What caused the aneurysm to bust or whatever? It was a reason for it.
And even before this fight broke out, my daughter, this is from one of the kids in the class that came to me personally. She told me that Renaya told Regina Brown, the substitute teacher, that this girl was messing with her. This was like a couple minutes before the fight broke out. And she said, oh, okay, I'ma handle it. And she was on her phone.
We
I just want to clear that up. Whether she was in the room or she wasn't in the room, she didn't address it before the fight happened.
what need to happen, that everybody need to come together, and we need to just take this thing a little further, because we already seen that this ain't helping, this ain't solve anything. For the 3 weeks that we was waiting, this is what we get, a cover up. So my thing is, we need to get together, do something a little bit more, because it could happen to any one of y'all kids. Right, WRIGHT. So, Ernest. But I'm just letting you know, it can happen to anybody's kid. If the system's broken, it's broken. It needs to be fixed. So, any excuse is better than none. So, it takes you 3 weeks to come back to tell us that. Shouldn't have took about a week to tell us that. It shouldn't have took 3 weeks. Because you're getting your stuff together. You're getting everything together. So, I just want you to know, we ain't quitting. We got to go further than this. We going further than this. So, that's all I got to say about the situation. Small people trying to make things happen. And that's all it boils down to. Small people trying to make things happen. So we need all the support that we can get from everybody, from every community, from every place that you can come from. We need to support this, because natural causes did not trigger my granddaughter to die.
All right, there you go. Sorry. What I was saying was that part. Oh, oh. Testing, 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 testing. All right, all right. I don't know. I'm trying to get this echo thing out the way, but I just don't. Okay, so um, you saw the story. Updates on the story goes like this. Hold on. They deem the story that there would be no charges pressed, and also that there would be no claim for bullying. Okay. Liability. Liability. Not only that, multiple reports of the students inside the classroom from the students that actually witnessed the fight, because the teacher did not witness the fight, only the kids did. It was said that Renaya was pushed and she fell and bumped her head against the desk. Blunt force trauma. But autopsy states there was no blunt force trauma. Now, I don't know who the young lady was that she had this fight with. I don't know who her parents are or what they have over this whole system. But I do know that in cases of bullying, the child will always try to save face because they don't want to be picked on further by any additional students. And her mom has no reason to lie about the fact that the child had an issue with this particular young lady. Now, what the police stated in their records is, and when they came out to the public, they said that this was just they boiled it down to basically, this was just a little fight between two students. That there was no further thing leading up to this fight, that it was just a fight out of the blue. And that both of these students, probably had beef with each other, but it was not a bullying issue, is what they're saying. So now we're waiting. But in conclusion, they have closed the case on the city end, okay? Because this is what it boiled down to. The teacher in the classroom at the time was a substitute teacher. That was not the actual teacher. Renaya was reported that she had gone to her teacher several times about this particular student. And not only that, she had also spoke with the principal. So it had been mentioned to school staff. The sub would not know anything about this, of course. So when it's asked by the sub, of course the sub is going to say, I saw no nothing building up to this. I don't know anything about a bullying issue, blah blah blah. Of course she's going to say that. Liability. It's a liability issue, people. Because what happens is, if the school is found responsible, then the principal is found responsible. And if the principal is found responsible, then the school board has to deal with it. And they don't want to do it. So now the parents have to dig, dig, dig. And not only do they have to dig, they have to go and they have to try and sue the school board, sue the school, sue whatever to get the answers they need. Now, let's take all of the bullying scenario out. Let's take any other scenario out as far as them stating that she died of natural causes, because that's her on her report, is that she died of natural causes. Now, they said she had no injuries on her, no scarring, nothing on her, which cannot be true because she was in a fight. And the students saw it, the students said it in their multiple reports that there was a fight. So there has to be some type of bruising or something. So why y'all trying to cover that up? Second of all, even if she died of natural causes, and it boiled down to that, we have to get down to the bottom line. The bottom line is that you did not want to tell the parent or the grandmother what really happened. Why, when she called, you just didn't say she got in a fight and for some reason or another she fell out, She was complaining about her head. We went ahead and called the police department and the EMS, and EMS has escorted her to the hospital for you to check her out. Why couldn't you just say that? Why did you have to not? Okay, and listen, you would not say it because if you thought that this was going to boil down to a homicide of some kind or a crime of some kind, you would not say those things, which you knew that that's what this could boil down to. She was beaten by another student, and in result, this child died. Bottom line. Now, I could see if there was no fight and Renaya was complaining of headaches, went to the clinic and fell out. I could see that. But that's not what happened. There was a fight. She fell, bumped her head against the desk. That was reported by several of the students who was in the watching at the time. So what's the cover up for? You want to protect this child? The mother has not even said anything about the child. Y'all can't hear me? Hold on. Yeah, yeah, y'all can hear me. I mean, I can hear myself fine on the YouTube. Okay, so I have no idea why they would say these things about her when it is reported differently from the visual reports of the students that witnessed it. No one wants to be held accountable, but the mother needs answers, the father needs answers, her family needs answers. And if you had just been straight up and up front in the beginning, this wouldn't have gone this far. She may have had better closure with burying her daughter, with you being honest from the beginning. But they knew that this was a bullying situation. Let me tell you how they knew. They wouldn't have tried to cover it up, first off. And second of all, the young lady who she had the fight with was known probably for messing with her. And they didn't want to bring that out. Because they didn't take the right steps to talk with the mother of the child that had been bullying her in the first place, or that parent or those parents of some kind swear up and down that their child's an angel, just like Renaya's mom said. So it's a he say she say thing, and they don't have documented proof except for the proof that Renaya went and complained. Manipulation. Kids can manipulate. Bullies can manipulate. They know your steps before you even walk them sometimes because they're just that deviant. Yet, that child went home to their parents, and Renaya didn't. So, once again, I want you to look into the eyes of a youth, another young, beautiful child lost in the system. There she go. Very young girl, and she's gone. There are reports and updates Matter of fact, I'm going to play one for you so you can see it. Hold on, here it comes.
Mr. Van Dyke, and we're only going to be here briefly, and there's just going to be a few things that I want to say, and then Mr. Van Dyke himself is going to speak. He will not be taking any questions. However, after he spoke, the other council will be able to speak, and you are welcome to open to any questions. Whether or not we can answer them will depend on what the question is. We do want to keep this as brief as possible. We understand that school is going on and are not here for a distraction under any purposes related to what's going on today at school for the children that are present. The reason that this news conference came forward and really the true objective of it is pretty simple. Mr. Van Dyke has had little to no contact from anyone regarding what has happened since this tragedy occurred. Everyone, of course, is heartbroken. Everyone that knows the family, and including anyone that doesn't know the family and has just read the story or heard about it or seen your newscast. Unfortunately, the people that have been hurt the most are, of course, the family. This being the father of that.
Now I'm going to pause it right here because I really want to say that our family dynamic is being scrutinized. And when cases like this come about, they scrutinize every inch of the family and how the dynamic is set up. So they're going to look at every little nook and cranny that they can find to figure out why they can or how they can get off and blame it on the family. It really boils down to it. Now, this is, like I said, this is a totally different scenario from what I showed y'all last week. This is a whole nother dynamic of youth bullying. You saw last week about social media bullying and what it can do to a child. But now you see how bullying that goes on within the schools can do. There's some more. For every one of these cases, there's 1,000 more that's out there. You just don't see them all because some of you don't have time to watch news. Some of you don't have time to pay attention until it happens to your child. And then all of a sudden it's brand new. But I'm telling you right now, that's what the Spanky Show's about. It's going to bring out things that's going on in your community so you can be aware and watch out. You need to know every inch of what's going on in your child's life. You need to sit down and listen to them when they talk to you. Listen to how they are speaking to you. Listen to their gestures. Are they always angry? Are they always sad? Do they always give up on everything that challenges them? Are they plumb out lazy? And why? And you just can't say, oh, it is what it is. And I got to go to work. I work every day. I don't have time for this. No, you have to pay attention. And you chose to have a child or children. It is potent that you pay attention to their behavior and how they're doing. It does not take but a couple of minutes a day when your child gets home from school and when you get home from work to sit down and have a discussion, maybe 30 minutes about how their day went. Is there anything bothering you? What can we talk about? How can we make things better? 30 minutes to save a child's life, 30 minutes a day to save your child's life. And even that doesn't guarantee that they'll live the next day. Because the minute that they walk out the door, their lives are threatened. There are predators everywhere. So you have to make them aware of the predators. You have to say, be aware of your surroundings. If there's something that you feel funny about, run to a public place, run where there's a crowd of people so that you are not singled out. There's preventative measures that we can help them protect themselves when we aren't there. And this is the point I'm trying to make. There's defense measures that a child can take to protect themselves when a bully approaches them and wants to fight them. They can disable that bully without killing them. That's what martial arts is. Shoot, I'd rather her have a broken leg and she live from it than to be dead at this point. Where's her future? Another future lost. Bullying. Bullying can go very far. Let me tell you something. I had two bullies in my life. Well, I've had other bullies as, in adulthood, but when I was little, when I was in elementary school, I had one bully. And he picked on me, joked me, everything. And I already was a shy little girl. But he pushed me, and we was in this aftercare program. I was at Groveton Elementary in, in Fairfax County, Virginia. And one day we all was in this aftercare program, and so I saw him after school every day, and I had to keep getting bullied by him, so I tried to stay as far away from him. Then one day we was released to go out to recess out in the park, and as we were going out, he kept bullying and bullying me. Then he got to the point where he started pushing me, and I don't know what happened. It was an out of body experience. I went out of my body, and I just went to commence the whooping on his ass. I just went to commence the whipping on his ass. I didn't know what happened. It was like an out of body experience. I didn't know. But he had pushed me one time too many, and I had went off. I'm a Capricorn. This is my birth month, and Capricorns tend to be patient to an extent, okay? And I just whipped, and they had to pull me. The teachers had to pull me off of him, and I felt so bad. I was just so I was upset. But guess what? After that, we was best friends, friends for life. It was like nothing happened. Then my second bully was in junior high. And she threatened to beat me up in the locker room. She couldn't stand me. She just couldn't stand me. I don't know why. She just could not stand me. So she said, I'm a whoop her butt up in the locker room. And she was not trying to tell me. She was just it was gonna be a sneak attack. So I was prepared and ready. When we went in the locker room, I let her push me. I said, look, I'm not gonna fight you. There's no reason to fight. I don't know why you have a problem with me. And she just kept pushing me and pushing me. Wrong answer. Then I went to commence to whipping up on her, pulling hair and everything. And we all, in both instances, we both came out standing. And we could shake hands and be friends afterwards. In both instances, that's how it should be. But in years of evolution, which everyone knows, if you look back even at Cooley High, we always have these fatalities in some form or another. From predators, from bullies, and everything else. I came out okay on the other end, but not all kids do. And you know what? My parents didn't know nothing about it, except for the one at elementary school, because when they came and picked me up, they had to tell them, what happened or whatever. But other than that, they didn't realize that I was being bullied. A child that's being bullied will not want to tell anybody in their family because they don't want to get embarrassed. And I ignore my bullies. And throughout life, you will have bullies. I have them all the time. You know what? I walk away from them and I keep it smiling. Sometimes I kill them with kindness and they just can't stand it. They get so frustrated, they feel they want to lay their hands on me. But I look at them the wrong way and then they realize that might not be a good idea. And you have to carry that confidence. If you are being bullied, carry a confidence within you to know that they have nothing on you. They are jealous of you. They want to break you because that's what makes them feel good. But you are not going to make them feel good. You walk away and you keep enjoying your life and don't worry about what they say. That's one thing I had to learn. I had to learn even up until this day because people will say nasty, cruel things about me. And I know it's not true. They know nothing about me. They have not walked a mile in my footsteps. So I don't care what they say. I don't care what they do. I don't care if they have negative things to say about me. Bring it on. Come on. I welcome it. It doesn't bother me one bit. I mean, sure, my feelings may get hurt sometimes, especially if it's coming from someone that I showed genuine love to or that I liked. But I can walk away. I have grown to learn to say ta ta, bye bye, que sera, sera. Avidazane. Arrivederci. Binge. you know, I can walk away. And that's what you have to do. If you are being bullied, talk to someone. Even if it's not your family member, talk to someone that you trust as a friend. And sometimes you can't even do that. But talk to someone that you trust. Let them know what's going on. You know why? Because, like, when she passed on, no one could tell her end of the story but her mother because that's the person she trusted in to know what was going on. Her friends didn't say nothing. Nobody else said nothing. But her mom was able to come out and tell her story. You have to have a witness. Now, we don't want anything to happen to any of you. If you're young and you're being bullied, if you're older and you're being bullied by a coworker, there's harassment lines, hotlines. Call them. I don't care what you do. Call your EEO. I don't care if your EEOC does you think it don't work for you. Report it. Whether or not they did take action or not, report it. Because in the end, if anything ever happens to you, it was reported. And they have proof that you were saying what was going on before it got to that point. And we don't want it to get to that point. I don't want to see another suicide. I don't want to see another child die by the hands of another child. We have to open the lines of communication. We have to make them feel comfortable that it's okay to talk about these things. So that's what I'm talking about on Wednesdays. This was my second story. If you want to see the prior story, go back to my lives on the prior story that I had last Wednesday. Very, very, very sad story. Very, very, very mind-boggling as to how cruel people can be. And this is not one person. These are multiple people on a regular basis. All right? So anyway, what time is it? Because I said, okay, I got to cut this live short because I'm coming back on and I'm going into the city, into my gaming world. But I really did want to do my Wednesday night live as I promised on bullying, which I have done. And I really wanted to let y'all know about this story because it is important that it does not die out. We don't want these children's names to be in vain. We don't want their lives to be in vain, their deaths to be in vain. We want these stories to be told so that we can make awareness and challenge the schools. Hey, we're not asking you to take care of the children like that, but we are asking you to be honest with the parents so that they can help solve the issues that's going on with their child. Just be honest. I'm going to tell you, I know I've worked in the school system. I have subbed for years, and I've worked in the school system. And I'm telling you, these kids are bullies. They prey on the ones that are silent, that do the job that they're supposed to do, that don't goof off in class and stuff like that. They prey on them. And I've watched it. And you know what? As soon as I see it, I stop it. It does not go any further when it comes to me, as even as a substitute. I'm observant of what's going on in the classroom. Because that's what you're supposed to be. You are still a guardian of a youth, a group of youth, no matter what. When you go and you clock in and you take care of these kids during the day, you still have to be observant. And if you have a little bit of knowledge or a little bit of kind words to uplift them, do it. That's your duty. You getting paid for it. Anyway, on that note, I'm going to end this portion of my stream. And I will be back into GTA 5 shortly. I'm not sure if it's pumping or not. If it's not, then I won't be on long. But thank you all who appeared in my stream or who chatted with me from YouTube and Facebook and all over. I really appreciate it. Yes, I'm on YouTube, I'm on Twitch, I'm on Facebook, I'm on Discord, I'm on Biglow, but I haven't been active there. I'm on a number of different channels, but for the most part, when I do my lives, you're going to see me on all my lives like this. But when I do my gaming, I'm at Facebook gaming page. Please just tune into that page, and that is the Spankey1 Gaming on Facebook Gaming. Spankey1 Gaming. Go there, like, follow, share, love, whatever. I need about at least 10 more followers. 10 more followers, okay? Come on, let's go. So I'm about to push that out right now. Love you. We will discuss another case on next Wednesday. Hey, how you doing? Yeah, I'm just about to get off and then I'm going into the city. I'm about to go into the city, Aaron. I just finished this live here, and this is my Wednesday night lives, and we talked about a bullying case for Renaya Wright, like I said I would. And so now I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna come back on live. Okay, and I'll see you there. All right. And Spanky loves everyone. So please tune in next Wednesday for the next live. We'll be doing a case. Um, I won't share the case yet, so we'll talk about it on Wednesday, okay? And if you missed this live, go back and review it. Go back and review last week. They're all in connection to youth bullying and um, our youth dying, either by suicide or by their own peers, okay? All right, I will talk to y'all later.